Mark check 1 2. I realized, so apologies for all about the earlier stream. I realized I didn't have something selected in settings in the setup, so it didn't manually go live like it normally does, automatically go live like it normally does. So I fixed that up. We should be live now. So if we are live, just let me know or tell me that I've made it oopsie again. So yeah, I'll give a few more minutes for anyone to pop in. And let's see what is going on. Okay. All right. Let me just flip back to intermission quickly. And then I will give me a minute. Why is it not doing that? Oh, that's a small one. Let me just flip back to intermission. Give me 1 minute. And then I can... Oh, Mark, if you want to, if you can post in a few of the Discords, I'd appreciate that. But I know CryptoCoin Mindset has got some stuff on the go, so yeah, I know they Billy Gotel's reverting to there or voiding to there, so it's all good. We can carry on without that. How's the voice? Let me just double check, and take the panel off. Cool. Yeah, and Dutch, I made you a mod, dude. I've been wanting for you to come into chat to do that. I appreciate all you do for kind of everyone. So thank you. Dutch, you just really workday. Yeah. Dutchy's a hardworking. He's like me, doesn't sleep. Okay, take a sip of coffee, give 1 more minute, and then we are going to crack on with some TA. And people will call me mad because I'm drinking coffee at gone midnight in the UK. So don't ban Cryptic. Yeah, man, I think I've only got like 2 or 3 mods. I don't even know who I made a mod kind of initially, but I will need to be kind of making mods more going forward because I plan to do a lot more kind of evergreen and recording content type stuff specifically for tutorials. Quick life story, I'm about to be made redundant from work, which has been like 5 years in the making. So yeah, can trade full time and kind of get the YouTube flying with a lot more stuff going on and kind of more time to trade. So that's kind of life update at the moment. All right, so Bitcoin, let's go into here. Quick Bitcoin update. Basically, we'll quickly revert back to Thursday, Friday. So I'm just flipping over onto one of my other charts. Okay. Thanks, Jesse. Yeah, I don't know if they were reverting him to there or forwarding, but yeah, welcome in everyone. So quick update or refresh on Bitcoin from what I was seeing. So obviously, after Wednesday, after the PPI or whatever it was, or whatever this news was based on Wednesday, we pushed up, kind of weekend review. We took the all-time high and kind of SFP'd. We had a bearish railroad track vector formation, red, blue at the top. When we lost the low here, when we lost this low, kind of things flipped bearish on the 15-minute and obviously went down. Then we had PPR on Thursday. PPR sent us down. And then from there, kind of, yeah, we've just literally been down and into a consolidation for the weekend, basically Friday and the weekend. So now, obviously, the weekend, quickly kind of reverting on the weekend price action. Oh, it's going live tomorrow. Okay, thanks, Jesse. Still in the link short. The ADA short got a bit flimsy. What's up, DDT? Okay, cool. What's up, everyone? Sorry, we'll try and monitor chat as good as possible. And then, yeah, we can see from there. So for the time being, we've come down into the weekend trap, kind of weekend consolidation. Basically now here, they were trying to get some open interest and kind of trades to open. So basically all these trades from earlier on, if we watch the CVD, basically what's happened weekend price action, we've now kind of closed all these out. All these longs that came in there have now been closed out because obviously open interest is going down. But with open interest going down and price still coming up, that's either trades TPing or that could be spot entering. So we will quickly just look there, and then I'll flip onto Bybit chart and give some levels. Kind of this is just so for those that don't know, Kiyotaka AI, new software and interface I'm using specifically just to watch a thing called flows, to see what perpetuals is doing and to see what spot order books are doing. So quick TLDR, this is just order book depth. Obviously, when it's blue, it means there's buys in the delta side, so it's skewed to buys, which means you should go down. When all of this is red, basically it's skewed to sell, which means price should go up. At this point, it's fairly flat. The kind of the biggest orders at the moment as well. Also, this shows kind of limit orders in the order book. So we are kind of, dare I say it at this point, I'm still looking for slightly lower, but I'll flip over to the Bybit chart. And also as well, around 120, we've got kind of a big block of about 350. And then obviously the big block, about 500 Bitcoins at like 114. So kind of just with the TLDR quickly of the week, kind of what happened. We are, for Bitcoin now, obviously still sitting in a range. 1 hour, we've got a trigger wave that's just confirmed but did nothing. So on the failed stream, I literally marked this all out. So there's a daily, if you go to the daily, time frame, there is, this obviously shows the vector candles and obviously the sweeps of the all-time highs. And then obviously we've had a blue-red on the daily as well on Bybit, which is fairly bearish. Generally after that, you usually would retrace 50% of the bearish candle to go down. So my thought is kind of the kind of look for short zone is between 120 and 121 essentially at this point. Kind of look for a lower high. If this is going to be a lower high and we don't just yeet out of here, we'll do that, something like that, and go down. We could, what we are doing now, there is a volume profile. There's no real POCs or anything above us, nothing that's kind of any significance that I could see. So if we went to the 4 hour, 4 hour bearish CVD, the last I looked, on Cryptic was that Bitcoin, 4 hour bearish CVD, yeah, give or take. It's, well, I can't zoom that up. I don't know why, because the bloody thing's got the automatical logarithmic down. Yeah, kind of in this price action from Friday, there's definitely 4 hour bearish CVD. If that is Bitcoin, you're talking about Cryptic. So for the most part, yeah, I'm just looking volume profile trade for kind of the volume profile that we've been in. This is kind of not extended for what it's worth. Stop doing that. Just so this is not extended for what it's worth. It's running from basically the 10th to like the 14th or 15th or 17th of July. But if you extend it, there's no real much change on the volume profile as well. See, the POC stays the same. The value area high and the value area low kind of adjusts slightly, but it's not necessarily what I'm looking at. So yeah, Andrea, I have a channel. So this is kind of the channel anyway I use for kind of streaming for Frankie's private kind of Discord live streams that I kind of manage there and do there and facilitate there. So yeah, welcome in. So for the most part, volume profile trade, we are now still kind of rejecting here on the POC at like 18,300 give or take, but also as well we've basically done the rotation of the volume profile already. So it's either this forms a lower high here on this local golden pocket, which is pulled from this low at about 112,700 all the way to the all-time high. There's a local golden pocket. So this is one of the levels I was looking at. Basically, this is where we bounced from on Friday. We've now come out kind of value area low confidence as well, bounced into the POC, coming down. There is still a 4 hour trigger wave that still 47 minutes or so. So hi username, take two. From last stream, I made a mess up and it didn't have some settings to make it automatically go live. So you guys were just chilling, waiting for an hour with nothing happening. So yeah, lesson learned. I won't do that again. So yeah, just scroll back a bit. Sorry guys, I'm kind of I'm trying to go as quick as I can and kind of do TLDR. I know someone wanted, was it Marcos who wanted me to do Marcos wanted me to do virtuals, so I'll look at that. But I've got like 4 alts and everything, all the charts really kind of basically done. So Bitcoin basically I've got it's looking okay. The only concern now is if we go lower, we obviously get the money flow. The 12-hour money flows was coming out, but it's now coming back up. 10-hour kind of was coming out, coming back up, but also as well we've got higher time frame. Although I don't higher time frame red dots kind of below the zero line on markets alpha B, that generally will just mean there might be a little bit of a sweep. So that's just something to bear in mind. Basically, confluences, I'm looking for like 4-hour, probably 1 to 4 hour bullish divergences into these levels. And then also as well, I think there was no, that one's done. I think there was, which one had that? Yeah, we're basically below those VWAPs. So we need to reclaim. Basically, at this point, there needs to be a few reclaims, at least a few hourly candle closes above 18.3 to go higher, or kind of to at least get to kind of rotate the range of the volume profile and go to 119,500 or up kind of to my little red box zone. But yeah, down below, kind of anything in here, I'm looking for anything in there. I'm looking for a 4-hour bullish divergence. And yes, you could get front runs. So it's not necessarily you can blindly limit these levels. So between say 114.5 and 115.2, or specifically 116 to 116.6. So A, you could get front runs, or B, you could overextend. So you just got to be watching price action. I generally don't limit into trades. So I would rather be watching price action, and then after that, then kind of I execute based on if I see my confirmations. So yeah, that's just kind of Bitcoin. Not really too much else to go on. Obviously, we've had literally weekly divergences just stomped on. This is like a 2 or 3 drive of weekly divergence, bearish divergence with nothing. So, and even the daily divergences are not even playing out. So obviously very bullish sentiment. So for the most part, we kind of, it's still fairly bullish. And also as well, even if we come into these levels, kind of structure wise, you still get a higher low, right? So you're not the kind of the key level not to lose now is this low that we made at 111.8, kind of that last weekend, that last Saturday low. So that's kind of lying in the sand. So if we do this, work our way down, and then obviously do that, then obviously you probably are kind of targeting your zone there as well, kind of a zone around 115 to 116 as a back test, lower high. But at this point, I'm not looking at that scenario just yet. It is planned for and could be probable, but for the most part, I'm kind of remaining fairly bullish for the time being. Although 4-hour did internally flip market structure, but so 4-hour lost the POC, which was basically the internal low, and it needs to regain that. But then also as well, to fully flip back bullish, it needs to flip the all-time high, which is also not ideal, or kind of not for the most part going to be easy to do just yet, seeing as volume is still relatively low for Bitcoin, and obviously manipulated, if anyone knows kind of the last few weeks. You guys are wild always. I know everyone else always says it's hard to control. But yeah, Bitcoin 120 to 121,000, kind of local resistance at 119,500. Kind of 116 to 116,600, or 114.5 to 115,200 are the 3 kind of localish, or kind of the 3 zones I'm looking for Bitcoin. Any questions there? Well, otherwise I'll just flip over to ETH and can kind of blitz through the rest of the questions. I mean, rest of the altcoins to do, sorry. Yeah, I could probably have a look at Pepe. Mark was in there too quickly. How did I know? Yeah, I will look at virtuals for you, Marcos. How did I know Dachi was going to do that? Too quick, bro. Too quick. Okay, so yeah, not much on Bitcoin. Basically, yeah, 3 zones. Scroll back, take a screenshot, you're good. So for ETH, quick TLDR, still bullish. It's holding this. So we have a all-time high value area, volume profile, literally from this little section up here. We are now holding it. We've flipped the all-time high value area high of that zone to support. So the zones, I'm probably kind of more inclined as well with ETH, not to say that it will go down too much. So there is basically just kind of two zones for me to remain bullish. You don't necessarily want to rotate all of this and come all the way down to the value area low. But if you hold, there is two anchored VWAPs that I've just set on these highs on the 4 hour on these candles. So yeah, Dachi just banned. I don't know if you banned them or whatever, you hit them or whatever, but yeah, it's done. So for ETH, basically not looking to short. I might take a hedge. Why is this not doing that? Sorry, I might take a hedge at all-time highs, just to kind of, obviously always the first all-time high you get a rejection, and ETH has not hit this level yet, so there's going to be a lot of orders waiting there. So as it pushes, probably if I'm watching the price action as it pushes past, I'll take a head short. But also as well from 4,800, you pull this close to 4,900, you probably squeeze to 5k, I think. So I might take it on lower leverage, and then yeah, kind of long zones on ETH. Same thing. I'm looking at 4 hour bullish divergences. It's still looking okay. On the daily with your market cipher, you've got your momentum, your VWAP curving up, and obviously your momentum waves are starting to look like they want to curve. So it looks like it's going to probably do something like that and curve up, money flows curving up, VWAP curving up will give you the green dot, kind of give you a continuation up. It looks quite strong, so it's not necessarily a coin I'd be looking to short or fade. So yeah, that's kind of, and then also as well, kind of as I was looking at Bitcoin with the 50% kind of recoveries of the vector candles, it's already come into that vector candle and recovered 50%. So this is the level kind of I would want it to flip. Obviously, I've got nothing really above here, kind of. I might just actually just look here quickly, see if there are any Binance. Sorry, where's my ETH Bybit? Look at 4 hour. Let's just, sorry, I'm just quickly trying to see if there are any naked points of control anywhere. I'm turning TP off. I don't even know if this is going to go all the way back and give me all the data. Yeah, okay, that's a fade. Don't worry about that. So for the most part, yeah, same with Bitcoin, just looking for higher low longs. So in line with this kind of little volume profile here, POC at about 4,300, and then in line with the anchored VWAPs and the little box. So this kind of zone below, I'm just, hopefully it goes like that and it bounces up. That's kind of what I'm looking at ETH. The zone is 4,187 up to like 4,300. So that's like, give or take, that is like a 3 or 4% zone. So bear in mind there, but also as well, seeing as with the rules of the volume profile, you can break out. You've not come back to retest the POC. So sometimes, obviously we're holding under the value area high. You can come back all the way to the POC to put in a higher low to then go. So that's kind of also another thought. So that's why I kind of have those zones marked out for now. Similar to Bitcoin, 4 hour, similar to Bitcoin, kind of 4 hour bullish divergences looking like they want to form. So if you follow the momentum waves, does that, and it drops this low into there. There's your 4 hour bullish divergence. Quickly off the bat. So yeah, hello Wick's wife, 2Dub, hope you're good. I can see you popped in. I don't know if anyone else has popped in, but yeah, appreciate anyone that does watch or is kind of joining in. So yeah, that's ETH. I'm not looking to short it, so I'm generally long biased on ETH for now, until it breaks structure. Where Bitcoin has had the 4 hour, this needs to break like 4,100 before I even consider kind of looking for a lower high short. So a bit more bullish on ETH than what I am on anything else. What gives you the shivers? The half-breed accent, bro. Okay, so yeah, ETH, not too much to look at, still decent. Yes, could roll over a little bit. Ebbs and flows, as Frankie says, with the red dots, having some red dots basically coming in. Yeah, so For the most part, I think if it does come down, it should hold hopefully one of these two levels, and then obviously kind of the worst case is it doesn't hold these levels. Then at that point, I'll reconfigure my thoughts to look for a lower high, a short on a lower high. I have to flip over to Cardano. Cardano. Just quickly to say, we did have the weekly flip, I think. Yeah, so we've literally just had the weekly money flow flip on Cardano. And obviously it's still got lots of room up on the weekly. Where I was looking for specific trades on Cardano, it's looking, which is just volume profile levels. I thought I had the anchored VWAPs on here, but I must have taken them off, but I'll put them back on. So yeah, looking quite bullish. Weekly vector candle. It's broken this weekly high level there, so it's kind of, it needs to hold this back in this profile here. So it's in this profile between like say 91, 92 cents up to $1.15. There's the British currency. So yeah, so for the most part, quick blitz on Cardano. It's had a few daily closes now also above this value area low, which is fairly bullish. So it's not unlikely that I would, and obviously it's current daily bullish diverging. It did have a little one here and obviously rejected the daily bearish divergence, into the 91, 92 cents, came down, bounced around the POC, and then obviously now it's flipped this value area high and the value area low just above it, kind of the upward levels to support as such. So I was just looking at these levels below kind of just as volume weighted levels, volume profile levels as an area of support. I just want to double check the anchored VWAPs. Yeah, they're lining up basically for this. Yeah, they're lining up, or they will eventually, if price goes sideways or comes down, these anchored VWAPs will line up with kind of these levels quite specifically. So that's why kind of I was looking at them. Same thing, obviously the daily red dot's not printed, so daily red dot will bring it down a little bit. And then yeah, that's the daily. 4 hour is also kind of looking slightly exhausted as well. Money flow is starting to trend out on the 4 hour. So yeah, the levels I'm looking at Cardano specifically is about 82 cents, and then just below where it's currently at now, between like say 88 and 92 cents is kind of where I have alerts and have my levels. If Cardano just carries on up, doesn't come back down here, I'm looking for a possible short into here. It'll continued drives of bearish divergence into like the 107, 108, or to 105 to 108 zone is probably where I would be looking for kind of a head short into the POC, just for a short into a higher low. But yeah, for the most part, Cardano is looking good. Obviously had the midnight upgrade recently, so that's kind of a little bit of a bullish catalyst. And obviously ETFs, Grayscale Index Fund, and all these other ETFs are like, every coin is trying to get an ETF at the moment. So yeah, that is Cardano. So yeah, 88 to 92 or 82 to 84 cents basically at this point is where I wanted to hold. Kind of my upper level target for now, kind of just locally, is probably like 105 to 108. Wouldn't boot me if you truly thought. Mark, don't boot Wafi. Okay, so yeah, for the most part, let's look at Sol. Sol kind of double topped, literally just missed out on this POC. So Sol specifically was in a lower range for a long time, between 126 and 166. So it got stuck in this zone here, but now it's broken out that zone and it has a upper zone, same like Cardano, where it's flipped the kind of the range, the value area high and low to support. To support. Sorry. So same thing, looking good. Kind of didn't really have the daily bullish, daily bearish. Weekly's looking for a red dot, but still has some upside. For the most part, I'm kind of thinking if there is a short triple top, obviously you got there, just let it squeeze the shorts that were all put in here into the 216 zone. So that is kind of one option I'm looking at. And then for kind of the longs, I'm just kind of dialed into kind of just locally shallow pullbacks, kind of like the other coins I was looking at, into like 182, anchored VWAP, value area low. There's no actual DMPOCs on this until we actually get down to 172, 173. And these are POCs from actual order flow software, not just trading view and random stuff. So these are solid levels to be looking at. So for the most part, yeah, 182 or basically 167 to 172 are the two levels I'm looking at on Solana. Nothing really too bearish. Obviously, it's been a bit suppressed of late by Binance selling heavily, but also money flows okay for the most part. So there isn't much for me to be concerned. So not financial advice, but pullbacks are still for buying on this. If you want to buy a spot or if you want to go into low leverage type of trades, I'm generally liking better the 172 zone. That will give a better entry and obviously recover the vector candle fully on the daily, which is also fairly decent in my opinion. Same like everything else, we look for 4-hour bullish divergence. So that's also quite a good kind of local bottom signal as well. Everyone's being wild again. Now you got another channel to be wild on, guys. That's unhinged. You guys. Well, anyway, hopefully Mark keeps you under control for now. When I start getting kind of more popular, if you call it that, kind of more subscribers, I'll add more mods and stuff. But for the most part, yeah, just looking at 182, 166 to 172, and then obviously the stop zone at 215 on Solana. Cryptic. Welcome in, KDig. So yeah, I've looked at that one. Yeah, kind of just marking the boxes out, take screenshots and stuff like that. I did post these in kind of my channels in Frankie's for those that are member there anyway for the levels. So otherwise, just screenshot, and then yeah, you can take those levels. What another one I was looking at was Chainlink. So yeah, kind of everything is basically following the same thing. I'm kind of looking at major coins at this point. I'm not really looking to get in on meme coins or anything kind of lower cap at this point. But yeah, but I digress. I'd rather go for the higher market caps for now. That's just my my theory for now. I'm specifically interested in Solana at this point because it's been suppressed heavily. So hopefully we get a Solana kind of Solana spring, or if you call it that, or Solana autumn. So yeah, quick look at Chainlink. Chainlink from my sources in inverted commas, so people I know that are heavily involved in the Chainlink communities, Link Marines and those things, kind of people I kind of have become acquaintances with over the last few years. Basically, there is some news about to be announced on Chainlink. I don't know how soon it will be announced, and I don't know what the news is, but obviously the bullish catalyst has already happened on it. Given that, so just keep an eye on it. And obviously, kind of news is always released after the pump, which is the case here probably. So yeah, so Chainlink going up. I've still got quite a big bag of Chainlink left over. I've taken profit on most of it, but yeah, hoping for like 38, I think. Yeah, kind of hoping for like 38 to 40, give or take, to try and take some more profit on the spot bag, hopefully. And it's one of those coins that kind of does have lots of utility and is required literally for crypto to work, basically, and blockchain to work. So yeah, that's the case on Chainlink. It looks like it's going to put in another drive of bearish divergence on the daily. So it's starting to get a little bit exhausted after like this pump from this week. Moved up like, what is this, like 60%? If you take it from the low, no, 70% from the low, from the pivot. So for the most part, so yeah, for the most part, Chainlink, same as everything else, looking bullish. I'm looking to buy dips or kind of get in on dips. This is obviously a tap naked weekly. There's not many levels below. I have checked link, kind of any levels that I put with POCs or anything are marked out from order flow software. So they are a lot more reliable. This tap POC is kind of getting less reliable at this point. So for the most part, kind of my levels on Link are kind of 21.5 down to 20.3, and then obviously 19.3 down to basically 18. So there's two zones below with the anchored VWAP anchored VWAP confirmations or whatever the levels there, and then also the value area low for this upper range volume profile also is at 19.3. The better long is probably on this one at 19.3 kind of. So I've got alerts set there, you guys can set alerts there, and then that is where I will be looking at Chainlink. It is looking a bit exhausted, so not unlikely that it drops a bit from here, but I'm probably going to be looking for a short above 27. On the first 10, it hasn't come up to this level for absolutely ages, so more than likely it'll be consistently bearishly diverging into those levels, so worth a stab in my opinion. So it's something that I'll be doing, so don't follow me, I'm just some random dude on the internet. So okay, so that's Chainlink. Moboy going to have to rewatch all this in this time. It's all good, my boy. Thanks for stopping in anyway. Yeah, this is going to be a public video anyway, so you can come back in and watch or rewatch later. And I'm generally only probably going to do an hour, so I'll be probably done in about 25 minutes. Then, anyways, so Link is done. I've not updated virtual, so you'll probably see my workflow live on virtuals. So sorry, guys. Okay, so watch Darren cook for a bit. Ugh. Okay, and this is going to be dirty. Kind of, yeah, see where I had these bottom zones is kind of, there was a little pivot here. So literally came into there, literally from the highs. When was this? This was highs from July, from April. I did have something there as well. There's probably like a fair value gap of some sort. Altcoin, yeah, JP, I'll check Altcoin for you in a bit as well. So obviously I've kind of blitzed through the coins I'd already prepared and done a stream on already without clicking go live. Let's click it daily. They're done. We can take that out. Done. Done. Daily, I'm gonna take it out. It's done. Done. Oh, take that out. That's done. So yeah, Altcoin. Yeah, these are all the MPOCs, but they're not marked. Don't know why. What happened? What did I do? Emotional damage. Okay, so okay, so this is the range that it's in at the minute. So this is the Moboy, I think it was, or was it Marcos? So kind of, yeah, can't get the level on the. So this is a volt all way to higher prices. Right, so basically virtuals, yeah, you can see it's finding resistance at this like 147 level. You're only getting 720. Oh, well, yeah, I think I think it's probably due to my capability mark. I'll have to look at that, but yeah, I presume you'd be able to get at least 480 to 720, and I know that's not the best quality because usually these things should be able to stream in HD, but I think just based on my current setup, it can't stream in HD, just HG, just HD, just yet. Sorry, fumbling my words. So, quickly having a look. Let's just quickly PVPs. Naked points control here. Quickly just put the naked points control in. And, just need to look for the weekly ones, and then I think I'll be good. So for the most part, just on quick kind of dissection. Oh, come on. Okay, whatever. I'm trying to like literally get it on the level. Don't need to get exact because it will bounce anywhere around there. NDB. Those are marked out. Just not marked out. I just want to see if there's any weeklies. Naked point Central weekly. Oh, there's a weekly on that one. Oh, that's the current week anyway. Oh, there's a weekly up there. Okay, yeah. Cool. I think that's fine. So virtuals. What are we looking at here? Still not much on the money flow on the weekly. Yeah, daily. Let's look at the 3-day. 3-day kind of's got a bull div, so that's fairly good, but the money flow is still red. Daily, it probably bounced off a local golden pocket here, or 786 down into that zone. Normal. Yeah, bouncing 786, 886, which is kind of generally like with Bitcoin. Bitcoin will bounce a local golden pocket normally, and then kind of altcoins usually overextend a bit. So, yeah, that's not unheard of. Other qualities. Okay, cool. So I just got to look at Fartcoin, Mark Smith. So give me a moment. I'll look at Fartcoin and then I'll look at Say as well. So 4 hour. It's not flipped. That's the problem. There's a range here. Yeah. So provided you don't take out these 112 lows on so provided you don't take out the 112 lows on, I actually might just pull this to there rather. Yeah, I'm liking this 119, 120. It's still not made a higher, kind of internally it has, but it needs to get above those highs specifically, or kind of flip this 147 to kind of be fully bullish. There's a local small profile here. Yeah, it's kind of respecting those levels. So yeah, this locally. Yeah, virtuals, obviously, it needs to move up. It needs to flip 147. And then obviously it's got some upward targets kind of towards higher targets towards like 163 POC or upwards $2. For now, we are looking towards probably a retrace. It looks like it's kind of getting it's ranging still underneath. And this is good as well. So for those that don't know kind of what auction market theory is and how it operates, so obviously you've lost value and now you're creating value below. So a failed auction is like an elongated swing failure pattern or elongated period where price doesn't trade below or out of fair, or does trade below out of fair value, but then obviously it wants to find value which is above 147. So with this you could probably pull a range across here, which I've not done specifically, but kind of levels I'll be looking for is still probably down here. So kind of key levels to hold, hopefully hold the 124 to 126. Worst case scenario, you got 119 to 121, 122. So you've got kind of those local levels there. You have got an order block, but it literally came back into it, kind of that pivot there. So yeah, kind of holding locally between anything between 126 to 120 is probably your higher low, hopefully. And then if it doesn't hold there, then you are probably, where are you going to look around? Yeah, also as well, I could probably just pull a anchored VWAP from this high and just see. Yeah, no, that's too high. Yeah, it needs to flip 147, I think. Yeah, flip 147, but locally I don't really want to say it's going to go lower for now. Kind of not to shock you, it could. Um, Probably $1 is probably like your low. If it breaks 112, it's obviously dollar psychological level. But apart from that, I'm thinking kind of just locally, it just needs to hold these. It's kind of not really putting in daily divergence. 4 hour, it's going to have to lose this low to put in a bullish divergence. So, sorry, I'm not looking at chat. Just double checking. How many fingers? You guys are wild, man. It's so late at, oh, for me it's late at night. Probably for Mark too, but you guys. Okay, so yeah, kind of hold between 120 and 126. Key local levels to hold, and then obviously your key resistance is 147. So hopefully that's enough for now, just to kind of get you through a few days. And then obviously alts are dependent on ETH and kind of and Bitcoin moving up. So for the most part, yeah, just watch that. Kind of obviously, if it does lose 112, the probably key support will be around $1 to $1.04, kind of the psychological level. Oh yeah, geez, Mark, you need to go to bed. But straight to bed. Virtual Farcoin was the other one. Where's Farties? I've not looked at Farties for so long. Daily. Well, I have looked at it and I marked it out, and it may be. I've got a lot of anchored VWAPs all over the place. Yeah. Bounced in the zone. That one's done. Let me just see if I think I've updated this week, so I might not need to update the POCs. Okay, maybe I do. I thought I'd updated this. What's 40s at now? It's below $1-ish. Yeah, it's getting suppressed again. There's rotation out of it into some other stronger assets, I think, at this point. Right, let's see if there's any weeklies. If the candle closes like this in the next 20 minutes, 15 minutes, you're going to have a naked weekly point of control at like 95 cents. So, and also lining up with the anchored VWAP. So you're probably, that's probably your zone, naked weekly. Yeah, this is very messy. Sorry, guys. Loads of British spaghetti on you. Let me turn off the. Okay, so Fightcoin. Yeah, 86 cents POC. So obviously we have we're rejected basically at 115, 116. So let's just make this a bit clearer. And my object tree is going to be an absolute sham in this, so I can't really make it as neat as possible. So hopefully I can just read out the levels of what I was watching. So 116 is the value area high. 86. No, what is that? 90 cents is the. I mean, I've got it there. Okay, sorry, it's just because I'm on the wrong time frame. So, yeah, locally I'm still looking lower. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think the kind of the 3 zones below that might be key to hold here. specifically, but also as well, money's moving out of Filecoin to other assets. For anyone that looks at like on-chain flows and stuff like that. Yeah, no worries, Marcos. Marcus, are you in Premium, in Frankie's Premium? I'll post some of the charts as well, probably tomorrow morning. I'll probably just like literally end stream and go straight to bed. But I could post some stuff. Or maybe if you want the chart in one of the other kind of groups, just let me know. I can post it. So Filecoin, yeah, money flow 4 hour, money flow daily. It's below kind of these key VWAPs. So kind of this 112 to 116 zone is key resistance for me at this point. So yeah, just trade the range. I think that's probably the best play here. This POC, DMPOC, you're obviously now going to have a new fresh naked weekly POC just below you on the weekly close. It's just tough to call. So kind of my key zones at this moment with the anchored VWAPs and kind of any levels that I have marked out is basically between 72 and 75 cents and 82 and 86, kind of where it's bounced from for now. 4 hour money flow, and then obviously the one above 112 to 116 is kind of the key resistance. If it takes out that low, yeah, kind of into the 86 cents again, you get 4 hour bull div, which kind of will give you a bounce. But then when you start moving away and start getting into profit on that bounce, you're going to be below more VWAP still. So, yeah, you kind of got to take profit quick and secure profit, because it's looking as if this is going to want to make another lower high. So basically here, the structure as well, just kind of marking it out. So obviously we had those lows, we cleared it. Although we kind of we've made a higher high there and a higher low here. It's just very, it's negligible in my opinion that if this is going to flip, it now needs to kind of show some strength. It's obviously it's gone into the weekend, dropped with Bitcoin over Thursday, Friday, and just ranged sideways. Not the most ideal thing, specifically on the 4 hour. Seeing that this is a few candle closes below these lows, specifically on the 4 hour, which is not ideal. So it's internally bearish, but also ranging, because then it went straight from a lower low straight into a higher low. So that kind of would signal range or kind of indecision as to what this thing actually wants to do. So yeah, for the most part, yeah, just look for kind of the levels I have marked. It could bounce from around here and just go sideways and then go up as well. So that's kind of, yeah, locally watch 95 cents. And then obviously if it loses kind of this low at 91, 92 cents, then obviously it's coming back for the liquidity or the kind of the zone here between 86 and 81. I think 81 and 86 could still be a good zone, because that'll put more drives of 4 hour bullish divergence in. So, but you'd still put kind of other drives into here. See low, low. Obviously, this is all in between, but there'll be another low somewhere here as well. So that's something just to watch out for. So yeah, for the most part, I'm thinking it's going to come down first. Not to be the bearer of bad news, but just kind of what I'm seeing locally is I would presume on the basis of probabilities that it will probably come back into the POC at 86. Oh, you suave. Welcome in. Okay. Yeah, I had a little bit of rip today. I think it's just taking out shorts as it does. It literally scams out of nowhere. You've got to be so careful with this as well. And it's still relatively low market cap, I think. It's still in the low billions, I think. But it has mind share. Kind of, it has liquidity and it has kind of big whales in it anyway. So, best of things. Thanks, Wick's wife. Appreciate you. Yeah, what else was it? Suave said hello to you. SEI. See, I've not looked at this. Same thing like for which one was it? I don't know which one it was. No. Oh, it was this one. quickly, I don't know who asked for it. Who asked for say? Whoever it was. Sorry, can't scroll up on my chat. No, this has got nothing on it, so it must be the other one. Sorry, I'm just checking where my charts are. Sorry, need to neaten up charts as we go. So give me a minute. It's at a daily hidden divergence there, so continuation up. It's holding 27, so I probably think that that's kind of the key level to hold. Just if I was looking at local levels, let's put that there. So structure's flipped. Oh, what has it? Not quite. Yeah, it needs to make a high above these highs now. Daily, yeah, it's looking good on the daily. Volume profiles. I think you can go there. Don't like it. Oh my word, I'm gonna have to do like a minimal profile just to get these. Oh, I don't like it. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so pivot low. So everyone's got kind of their own techniques in pulling anchored VWAPs volume levels. Just explaining my thought process here. Generally, I'll pull them off the pivots where I see the L's, so I use an indicator to show me where the pivot levels are. Yeah, you kind of have a zone here where specifically needs to hold to remain fairly bullish. So it's a wide zone. Oh, not really wide zone. It's 1%. Is that 1%? Or is my maths off again? My British maths is 20%. 10% zone. That's too high. So I have to split that into two little levels, and I'll find a Fibonacci. So kind of your first zone will sit between 29 and 28. Basically, the POC and the naked, the POC and the anchored VWAP bullish. And then obviously your next zone below that is going to be, your next zone below that will be 25 to 26, basically, kind of the valley area low to the anchored VWAP. I presume the anchored VWAP is going to come up to, or this bottom one is going to work its way up closer to 27, 28 as it goes up. So what are we looking at with yeah, your key level with the, so this is not necessarily the best way of pulling Fibonacci's, but it's off the impulse, obviously moved up, put in a high low, and then went up to make that higher high there. So with this in mind, oh, Mark Smith, okay, cool. I don't know if you asked for say or you asked for fart, but I've done both. So for the most part, yeah, 20, I'd say your strongest level is 2686 to 2623. So obviously you've got the value area low in the zone, you've got obviously a local golden pocket, and you've got your anchored VWAP. There isn't order block or anything else I can really contemplate thinking that there is anything there. What I didn't do is I didn't actually put sorry, we're going to have to put a lot of these on. Maybe we can find a naked daily. Yeah, Okay, we've got some naked dailies there as well. What do we want? We're on the daily time frame. I didn't do my MPOCs, so forgive me for that, but I'm kind of in the zone a little bit. Yeah, there's a naked POC on that. So it does have POC below it as well. Oh, jeez, this thing is. So for those that don't know, to kind of look at POCs or whatever with the naked POCs, the thing that you see here with a lot of these, when you know they're bullish, is that the POC will be in the wick of the candles. So it's got quite good bullish momentum. Like that one here is in the and literally on the high low, it's looking like it's also fairly bullish. Sorry, I just need to mark these quick. Label and update them. Yeah. I'll just check the weekly quickly. Evening Ondo, I see Black Bisons come in evening. So yeah, I have done a few coins and stuff. So if you've just popped in, obviously scroll back or kind of scroll back at some point. I've done Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, Cardano, Link, Fartcoin, virtuals, and I'm doing SER now, and I'm probably I'm already over an hour. So much for trying to be under an hour. So I'm probably going to do this, and then I'll do one more flip back to Bitcoin as Asia opens now, basically at 1 o'clock. 40 cents is the key level there with the naked weekly. Naked weekly. Geez, you don't want to go back down to 20 cents, that's for sure. Oh, no, that's not. That's just 886. Next one's like 12 cents. Geesh. Okay. So, say plan. Your best bets, kind of from what I'm seeing and kind of the methods I use. Your highest probability is 25 to 26.8 cents, kind of, I would think, for a decent long. It looks as if it still wants to go higher now, though. Obviously, we had the weekly candle close. You locally have a 4-hour order block here, and you have your two candle rule. So DMPOC 4-hour order block locally if it comes down, this anchored view up should come up a little bit. So locally there's a risky long between 30 cents and 30.88 cents, but yeah, for the most part, I would say it needs to hold that level. If it only loses this, so kind of key locally to hold now is this 33.53 cents, and then we have the POC at we have the POC at we have the POC at like 28 cents. So yeah, the issue for me with SEI is that I think it's going to failed auction or kind of want to find value again within this range between, or volume profile between 25 and 33 cents. If it was looking a lot more bullish, I would have thought it would take this high by now. It did 4-hour, lots of coins at 4-hour bearishly diverged into kind of a little bit of resistance, kind of supply zone up here. So yeah, that's basically SER. So watch about 30 cents. But the key level and the better level for me, probably kind of even if it rotates this, so you do have a short, but you only have a short if it does this. If it comes down, loses that, probably loses this low, and then comes back in. So it will have to kind of, you'll need to give it time for the price action to develop to short it. It's not necessarily worth shorting here, in my opinion. So yeah, rather wait for structure to kind of confirm whether you should short or not. It's fairly bullish. I think it did have listings and stuff recently. Obviously, everything kind of has bullish news at the moment, or most things have bullish news at the moment. So should be more prepared for longs than actual shorts at this point, in my opinion. So yeah, that's SEI. Was there anything else that anyone? Yeah, JPX. Yeah, JPX in Sydney. No, I thought JPX is only 3 p.m. Oh, 3 a.m. my time. So what's that? Like 2 hours from now. Just give me a moment and drink some coffee, down the rest of my coffee. Oh, evening, Red Elephant. Sorry, I remember I made you a mod from a long time ago, but yeah, sorry, just doing some charting updates because I had a malfunction on stream earlier. So thought I'd owe it to everyone just to do a stream for a bit after Billy Goat Tales. So, but I'm basically about to finish. So yeah, that's SEI. Not a hell of a lot more to do. Let's watch. We'll go to Bitcoin. Oh, Bitcoin faded there. They faked it out. Let's go to my Binance chart and just see what's happening on TBD. Turn the Mondays off because this is going to make it messed up. Yeah. Still rejected. Well, still rejected the trap high. Kind of getting back to the settle, which is kind of the close, kind of based on these levels. The US market close on Friday. So what is this going to do? Yeah, there's no interest. They shorting, open and just up, CVD down. Let's look at Kiyotaka. I don't want to wake up to Asia carnage again. Kind of like I've got PTSD for anyone that knows about that. Kind of you wake up kind of being in Europe and kind of Asia's done everything that you didn't want them to do. They either eat the price up or absolutely puke the price down. Yeah. The order book's heavily skewed to buy at this point. So my bias still remains, we might go a bit lower. So yeah, Bitcoin, just watch this 116 zone, and then obviously below that, if Asia decide to be really reckless, I don't think I think we could. Obviously, Asia can do whatever they want, but kind of worst case, just watch the 115 zone. If you lose this volume profile, but yeah, if there's any questions or anything like that, I think I'm going to call it a night and go to bed. And yeah, reconvene in the morning with the guys and Frankies. So yeah, not too much really going on now. Kind of not a lot of volume kick. There was a small volume tick up when futures opened. We're still in dead gap pretty much. Yeah, ADHD and PTSD, Darren does. Oh yeah, Mark, we're birds of a feather, bro. So anyway, I think we'll leave it there. Not really all that much. Kind of, I've given you all my key levels basically. Got to flip 118.3 to get more bullish. But for the most part, it looks as if based on this rejection here and kind of what I'm seeing, I would think that we're either going to go sideways and New York's going to pull us down into the Valley area low again. Hopefully, that's kind of probably the play that I'm looking at based on what I'm seeing. I bought to Hey, you guys are wild. Well, anyway, thank you to everyone that kind of joined in, kind of kept me giggling with all your antics. But yeah, everyone's appreciated. Thanks very much, everyone. So yeah, gonna end it there. Take care. We'll see you guys in streams or in discords over the week. So take care, everyone.